This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The murder toll has risen another notch after a man's life was cut short not far from his home. Pt.2 Murphy spoke with neighbors who are still reeling from the death of a well-loved friend.
It's in my bathroom and I hear pow, pow, pow.
Quiet neighborhood is devastated after a husband and father of two was gunned down on Apple Street, doors from his home Monday night. Bloodstains still smeared the side of the porch Tuesday morning at the home where 36-year-old Vance Frankie Fenellis died after being shot in the chest 3 times. The 89-year-old resident of that home says she is still shaken by the incident that claimed the life of a man she viewed as a son.
Anybody around you could say, but that decent young man, I don't know why they had to do it to him. He didn't want nobody. He didn't want nobody, and the young man got 2 kids, 2 little kids. Oh my, when I go on and see that's what's him bleeding down there, I like to collapse.
Police say Fenellis was outside with several men shortly before 10 p.m. when he was shot by a lone gunman. Emotional, longtime neighbor Sonia Joaquin says she was not at home but received a call.
I met everything already cordoned off, I went to his wife, she was also distraught, so, I had to try and console her. But it's so hard to, see how these young people just coming and taking people's life away for what it is that they work hard for.
Police have no motive, but neighbors suspect robbery. They say the victim received his ASU draw Monday, which he had attempted to change to U.S. currency. Joaquin says Fenellis never bothered anyone and was a hard worker.
To see him laying on the ground there dead, and his 2 little young boys. I feel it for them young boys and his wife.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean is asking for the public's help in solving this latest incident, as Fenellis' death brings the 2015 murder count to 64.
Immaterial to how slight it might be, we ask you to come forward with the information to assist us in this murder. We are at a critical time, and we are really concerned about these latest shootings that are occurring in our country. Particularly our young men. We're seeing a lot of young men falling by the way.
Dean appealed to community leaders to come together to save the young men in the country. Pt.2 Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Tonight, the Bahamas National Trust and concerned citizens are still upset at a rude gift they found at a local park site. The Harold and Wilson Pond National Park sits on 250 acres in south central New Providence. In an effort for residents to enjoy the natural beauty of the park, boardwalks have been erected. And as Jimmy Swain tells us tonight, vandals have decided to leave a bold red memento for the visitors of that Pride Estate boardwalk that borders the national park.
If you've ever visited the Wilson and Harold Ponds National Park, you would know that it's home to many animals, and its boardwalk provides a comfortable spot for residents in Pride Estates to take in the environment around them. But officials from the Bahamas National Trust are not too happy with the latest discovery at the boardwalk. BNT Executive Director Eric Carey confirmed 2 walk wardens made the discovery last week during a routine cleanup and inspection. What did they find?
Terrible graffiti, obscene language, defacing of the signs, of the interpretive signage, and that sends a really terrible message about the appreciation or lack of appreciation that people have for areas like this. It sends a terrible message about a lack of respect for other people's property. This belongs to the Bahamian people.
Speaker of the House of Assembly and Member of Parliament for Garden Hills, Dr. Kendall Major, hopes those responsible would be brought to justice swiftly with a suitable punishment.
It should be harsh. It should send a message because we have to have respect for other people's property, and particularly the government property. How do we enjoy the freedom without laws in place? And so I think the laws should come down very, very harshly on individuals like this. And so we're embarrassed. But we will rise again, and together with the trust we will rebuild, we will clean this place up, and we will move on. But it's so unfortunate for our community and so unfortunate for the people of Pride Estates.
Past president of the Pride Estates Community Crime Watch, Anna McCoy-Mins, was saddened by what she saw and believes it's time to keep a better lookout of the area.
this brings much concern to the fact that we need to be our neighbor's keeper, because like criminals do, they strategically plan. We now need to strategically plan in our community to see what we can do, because they're letting us know that they're here.
Student Shanice Simonet thought the spot was a beautiful one to study from, but she too was insulted by what she saw there.
And it hurt me a lot to find these messages on the park, because it's a national park and you don't supposed to be doing stuff like that. So it was very hurtful to me, and I did not like it at all.
Now, not even the top of this garbage escaped the work of vandals. Officials hope that the perpetrators are caught and brought to justice. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
There is general agreement on the master plan for the development of Bay Street, which continues to take shape. The project is expected to gain momentum in the coming months, with efforts to transform and restore the city of Nassau and its waterfront. The goal is to make the city of Nassau an attractive and unique world-class destination. This evening, Betty Thompson-Moss takes a look at the scope of work being taken and its potential impact on our tourism product.
The revitalization of Bay Street is being viewed as a mammoth undertaking. It will bring about vast changes to the downtown center and the surrounding area, setting the pace for what could be unprecedented economic boom for merchants, vendors, and those in tourism-related industries. The Downtown Nassau Partnership has been spearheading the development. Manager Javon Moore says they have been involved in every aspect of improvements in downtown.
When downtown is rejuvenated, there's going to be an increase in job opportunities. In addition to that, there's going to be more people coming off of the cruise ships, which means that the per passenger spent that's actually left in Nassau is going to improve. And once the quality of the offering is going up, I think right now we're right around $58 per passenger that comes off of a cruise ship. In other jurisdictions in the Caribbean, St. Martin and others, they're getting, I think, anywhere from $131 to as much as $181 per passenger. So we need these passengers that are coming off to be spending more money.
Now, getting these passengers to spend more money demands new marketing initiatives and more businesses in downtown.
We're excited that there's been an insurgence of restaurants and bars that have been opening in downtown. And that means well for us providing a real service to to Bahamians that need lunch every day, and to the tourists that are looking for a quick meal, drinks when they come off of the cruise ship.
But attracting visitors and natives to Bay Street will require additional changes. There have been capital campaigns to help boost partnership with the government to create Pompey Square, now being viewed as a catalyst in the downtown plans. Pedestrian zones are also being created. Further, the traffic congestion in the heart of the city due to the mass busing system is also being considered.
One of the things that we're proposing is a 3-loop bus system, which will create 3 loops and essentially 3 hubs right outside of the city. And then our intention is to do free shuttles throughout. And that's one of the things that we hope to pilot soon, so that people can see the real benefit of how the system would work.
That will create at least 800 new parking spots in downtown, as the physical structure and general ambience will also get a facelift.
Right now we're adding balcony plants throughout downtown. In a little while we're going to change out all the benches and all the garbage bins. Hopefully before the end of the year we'll complete that project.
The goal is to showcase Bay Street as a stage, one which visitors pay hundreds of dollars to see, and it must be shown in a positive light. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation teams up with Aspire Online to provide ways for small businesses to receive training and resources they need. The two groups will host a one-day boot camp on financial management, telesales, and social media next weekend. In other business news, the Caribbean's information and communications technology industry will submit 14 proposals to the International Telecommunications Union with the hopes of changing protocols throughout the world. The contributions will focus on topics like international mobile roaming, mobile money, universal service, and the economic impact of over-the-top applications. And in international business news, at least 100,000 Walmart workers are set to receive a pay hike by as much as 26%. Walmart started raising workers' pay back in April. CNN News is reporting that the new pay scale, which goes into effect next month, means wages for managers of more complex departments such as produce, electronics, and auto care will receive as much as $13 an hour and could go as high as $24.70 an hour. Now is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swing.
After 3 seasons of Shock Treatment featuring a mix of Bahamian and self-produced music, the show will have its own theme for the upcoming 4th season. Cleopatra Murphy caught up with the MDs behind the music.
Bahamian hip-hop and reggae artist Devon MD's Knight and producer Dylan McKenzie Jr. are on a mission. The pair are the brains behind the tune that is set to be the new theme for the ZNS reality series, Shock Treatment. Approached by the show's producer Andrew Burrows about making the track, the duo did not hesitate to sign on. For MDs, it was all about the kids the show hopes to reach.
My motivation was the youth, When I first had seen the Shock Treatment, I got to watch all the seasons online, and I was super interested to know that there was a movement out there that cares towards the young adults in the Bahamas and their future. So I'm all about that. So immediately I was very intrigued about the program and the idea of it.
For producer Dylan McKenzie Jr., it was a chance to expand his creative range into TV.
I was actually very ecstatic when MDs actually came to me with the idea, because with me, I'm a young music producer coming up, and I would say any great opportunity that I can get, I'm actually going to try to take advantage of. That's why when the opportunity presented itself, like this opportunity here, I just jumped on it, let's go.
The song was produced at Commonwealth Studios, the same studios that churned out dozens of Bahamian hits, including songs by MDs, Sammy Starr, and Mackenzie's father D-Mac. For the pair, being fans of the show made producing the track easy.
My initial part of getting into it, I just wanted to be a part of it, even if I had to come in and speak to the kids, because it's really a passion of mine, So initially hearing watching the whole series and just catching everything and the whole gist of how it's put together, I just wanted to be a part of it. So to have the theme song for this project right now, I can only say thanks to God and to all the people behind it, because this is truly a blessing to me.
The season finale for Shock Treatment Girls is tonight on the ZNS network. Season 4 of the show premieres on June 16th, when viewers will hear the full soundtrack for the first time. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
A number of illegal immigrants were apprehended in the Exuma Keys early this morning. We understand a Haitian sloop landed at Staniel Key with just under 100 illegals. 2 Defense Force vessels are now heading into Exuma to transport those migrants to New Providence. An important historic site on the island of Exuma to get a major facelift, one that is much needed, and with help from local government, Charles Fisher has that story.
This site has lots of history. Pompey, who as the legend goes, was one of the leading figures in the fight against slavery in the Bahamas. It also housed at one time the post office, jailhouse, administrator's office, and now serves as a tourist site. And that's why local government officials are making an effort to make the area more attractive to tourists by installing a bathroom.
What we're trying to do here in this area is complete a bathroom that's been done with the partnership with the Stephen and Commonage and local government, so that we can add stores and stuff to create a business for some of our locals here. Because once we have the bathroom and stuff, we can keep the tours here longer, creating more opportunities for locals in this area. This is one of the tour sites. They bring the school kids, the visitors, everybody come to this site to learn history. And one of the things we can plan for our next fiscal year in local government is a competition with the high school and the primary schools to write a history on what Pompey used to look like or should look like. Because what we have in, we appreciate what we have, but it doesn't represent Pompey in accordance to the description that we have in the history.
It's a picturesque area with a nice walkway and gazebo where you can gaze at the Emerald Sea and contemplate the island's history. Commissioner Glenn Davis says careful attention is being given in restoring the historic building.
Well, we got a format from the Mr. Tinker at Antiquities Monument. Once we follow that, we should be okay.
Member of Parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island, Anthony Moss, backing the local government council in their effort.
Since this group of local government practitioners have now came into office, they have set an agenda in which they wish to accomplish over the next 3 years, in which they are working tediously at, and they're doing an excellent job. As we stand here now at this Pompey site, Mr. Davis would have given you some of the history and some of the plans of what they're doing here, and it is my job to assist and to make sure these plans come to fruition.
For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.